whoops, when you turn on the when you turn on the camera and then you realize you have this video on and then your computer video is just taking photos of you because you forgot how it works. Okay, are you ready? Welcome to my electrical pane where all my neat things are inside of, but actually look at my wall. This is kind of a new thing I'm trying out. So this is gonna be my YouTube room. I know it's pretty yellow in here. I did order a ring light, but then it ended up getting lost, stolen. I don't really know what happened, so I'm gonna get a new one. But anyways, I digress because this video is not about me today. This video is actually about Lone Human. So I want to do an album review of the album Restart. Restart actually came out earlier this year in 2018 when it went live, and I wanted to kind of talk about it now for a couple of reasons. The first, because just coming up this month is the 1-year anniversary of Mark, who's Lone Human, and myself creating a song together in a collaboration, and it's called Sparks, and I'll put a link in the description. Mark and I really support each other and want to see each other win, and I really believe in him as an artist and as a person. When he made this album, I told him I want to review it and kind of just talk about who you are and why I think your music is so awesome. You are someone who's special, and that your music is going to go, you know, far, not just because it's good, but because of who you are and what you bring to it and those unique spins on your work that I just don't hear everywhere else. So without further ado, I want to talk about his album Restart. And full disclosure, but Lone Human is about to become Lone Humans. You might see down the line that it's 2 people, but right now when I talk about Mark or I talk about Lone Human, I'm referring to one person and his album Restart, released earlier this year. And I'll leave links for all of this for you in the description to check out anytime, because he's awesome. So go listen to his work and go listen to some of the other artists featured too that I'm going to talk about. Okay, let's dive in. So, the first song is called One Step. So this is the first song I actually ever heard from Lone Human, aka Mark, and this was like literally the reason I wanted to know who this guy was. So obviously this song holds a special place in my heart, but this song drew me to Mark, and the reason is right here in the chorus. That's something I'd like to see. Something about Mark's music, and this is the overwhelmingly positive thing I'm going to say about every song he has, is that when Mark makes something, it is in your brain now. Like, he has these very intoxicating just strands of music. I guess like similar to a verse, but a musical verse rather than the vocal chorus or vocal verse, that just reverberates and kind of gets stuck and makes you want to dance and makes you feel the music. And for me, I just kept getting hooked on that. And after a month or so of just hearing that over and over in my head and being like, damn, like this is fun to just like dance to, and I just enjoy it and it feels joyful and alive. Like, I just wanted to know who this person was. I really like the way he started this, because already I think he showcased really well that ability to just hook people in, and I think that as a song too, that Mark or I guess Lone Human and Dan work really well together. So up next we have Purpose, and not this commercial. Did anyone else know that SoundCloud has commercials now? Because I don't listen to it a lot, so I didn't know that. Alright, so this is Purpose. And this kind of like captures his very upbeat personality and just like the mood. Like, Mark is always someone to me who's just very happy, very confident, knows what he wants to do and does it, and like his attitude comes across really well in the music. So 2 things I'm going to say that I love about this particular song is, one, you know that people are going to be wanting to put something like this in like very high quality vlogs. Think about like, oh, I'm on a beach trip and I'm hanging with all my friends and the sunset's behind us and we're on a boat in the water. Like, I see something like this playing where everyone's having fun and hanging out, and it's just very good, like feel good, this is an awesome day kind of music. I think he could actually do well for himself having some music that he considers selling commercially for people to use in their art and actually like make films, movies, and other rolling pieces of information and video to it, because his music provokes a lot of like imagery of like, where are we adventuring right now? So I love that about this song.
I'm amazing, so high, keep it blazing, racing the bar like high jump, hope you know what you be facing.
Up next we have, I would say, is the most popular song on this album. It's featuring another artist named Witness, and this one's called Critical, and this is a transition from the more like positive, upbeat, let's dance to this, to more of like a hard, introspective piece. We've had like fun, dance, feel free, but now like let's fucking go. You know what I mean? So let's listen.
You're dead weight, but you can't wait to move. Can't face, but you can't escape. Yeah, that's critical. Who you think you fooling, ho? Yeah, I just thought that you should know. Ain't no slowing me down. Can't get hold of me now.
When I hear Purpose and I hear Critical, I'm thinking like, okay, we're in a movie and you're watching a scene. I think that something that would level up this album so hard is like watching other artists pick it apart and like make like, I don't know, some type of like action movie or like car chase, or like you're just strolling up to some party and you're getting out of the car and you're like walking down and this fucking song's playing and you hear the line, "First of all, I'm amazing." And it's like, yeah, dude. Immediately I'm like, you could turn this into people paying you to use this music and make films and other things to it, like vlogs, films, whatever it may be, and just like tap into that. Fuck yeah, I'm awesome, like watch me get out and do something really cool. I like that. I get why this song gets a lot of hype. Also for remixing and at parties, I think that Mark's like forte is he does a lot of live shows. So for Lone Human as well, a lot of this music has really good like remixability and the ability to perform live. So this album to me is about energy and about building momentum, and I think that that's very symbolic of also where Lone Human is at this time in his artist career, which I think is really cool. Next song is a song that I sing to myself all the time, also featuring Witness. It's called Alone. Listen to this.
Witness.
Okay, stop everything. Again, my favorite thing about Lone Human as an artist is the ability to do these absolutely intoxicating just sound bites.
Witness.
How freaking dope is that? In this song, I genuinely think this was such a good pairing of artists. Witness, I think, has excellent lyricism. It's not just about like the basic kind of like blah that you get in just conventionally popular music. Like, yeah, he's got the hook line of like, fact is y'all don't know me, but he's actually talking about something and telling a story at the same time, which I really like. And I like it too because I think that there's this misconception in art that being a popular song implies that it has to be devoid of anything and that it has to be very emotionally empty so that it can be relatable. But the truth is, I don't think that's the case. I think that this song touches really well on what popular music sounds like and like what the sound is that big artists are hunting after when they're looking for things from smaller artists to go, ooh, that's interesting, like I like what they're doing, maybe I should incorporate that. I think that this taps into it, and I think it's because it's such a good pairing of artists. I feel from Lone Human and from Witness both that this is a song that they both are like feeling it, you know what I mean? And that comes across really well. But I also think that from a conventional standpoint, when it comes to popular music, like this could compete, is my personal opinion. So next song features a new artist we haven't seen yet on this album named D.B. Stewart, and it's called Feel Like. So again, like beautiful in the intro. So my thing with this particular song is, first of all, I think there's a niche that would really like it. It kind of makes me think of Depeche Mode with a mixture of like electronic emo music, which I know doesn't sound like a thing, but it is, because I had a phase where like I would listen to like very depressing electronic music and work out to it, and it was like very therapeutic for me, and this kind of, to me, aligns with that. And it's the kind of song that you could very easily remix and turn into like a lot faster paced and more upbeat, or vice versa. So in terms of remixability too, it brings me to that stage in my life where I listened to a lot of like remixed music that kind of touched on like that really upbeat, like angry electronic, or like really depressing, slowed down electronic and like kind of down lyrics. So that's my take on it, is that this song within a niche would do really well. I will say that for the album overall, that it feels really out of place, because you kind of go from like excited pop, like dance music, to still kind of on like the danceability theme, but getting into like harder music, which makes me think you're on the upswing of being at a show. This song would just kind of feel like when you've got prom and then like the slow song comes on and people like back away because it just isn't thematically the same. And I think that's because it's a niche song. So it showcases Mark's ability to work in a really wide genre range. I think that that's helpful because it shows that him as an artist is really dynamic, and that Lone Human is capable of kind of working with whoever. And that's something I'm going to talk about in this review, is his leadership and being able to collaborate with just about anyone and make a good track. Like, there's no disputing that the track is very well made. I just don't think that it's the right fit for the way this album has been feeling overall in its emotion and tone. So moving to the next track, this one is my personal favorite off the album, with the exception of the intro song, since that's like what started my friendship with Lone Human. But this, in every way, from the music to the singing from both artists, to just the feeling of like all three people collaborating and just like how good it feels, just listen. Like, I really fucking love this song, and I think it's awesome, and I think that you will like it too. So let's listen. And what does he do again? Immediately captures you within like the first 6 seconds. Like, this is a thing Mark can just do.
You got me falling in a trust fall.
When that freaking guy starts singing, I die inside. Like, his voice just shivers. Oh my god. This song on a music playlist for some type of chill electronic indie playlist, think like Majestic Casual or something like that, or like an EDM mix, this would be a fucking popular song. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there. Mark / Lone Human / my friend, submit this song to people. I really think this is really good. And then this, alright, so next song is Afterglow.
It's 2 a.m. on a Saturday. There's nothing here to say. From the inside looking out, is it the outside looking in? She's shredding every piece of doubt.
How beautiful is this? That's what I'm talking about. Like, Mark can just do that. Just hook things in your brain that just sounds so good.
All that matters in the afterglow, fractured light amongst the blue, endlessly refracting back to you.
This is something that could do extremely well for itself if it gets on some playlists. So I highly recommend sharing the crap out of it and letting people hear it. My personal thing is, I've heard her voice on a couple of other songs, and I just don't, it's just not my cup of tea. Her lyrics tend to be a little bit less mature, I think, for my age demographic, but I think for just like relaxed listening music or just like an uplifting song to kind of have in the background, I think it sounds really good. And I think from just a production standpoint that this song was really, really, really well made. And you'll kind of find with lonehumansmusic overall that he's definitely an audiophile. And so whenever something comes out in Mark's personal brand, you're gonna be hearing really high quality music. That being said, there's this one section I really want to show you because I think this is incredible. It just makes your soul feel good. I like weirdly want to like happy cry, but like it just makes your soul feel good. Let's get to the last song. So the last song is called Save Me.
I'm not asking you to save me. I'm not asking you to save me. I'm not asking you to save me. I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you to save me. I'm not asking you to save me. I'm not asking you to save me. I'm not asking you to. I'm not asking you. I'm not asking. Don't save me. I'm not asking. Don't save me. I'm not asking. Don't save me.
I love that part. I love that part so much. And again, hook lines that just get in your brain musically and you're just like, ah, but like in a good way. You can't stop listening to it over and over again. Like that is the thing Mark does that really good producers work really hard to try to be able to emulate. And that's what I'm gonna mic drop say. So this is a song too that I think grows on me. Sometimes the vocals to me are a little bit like lackluster, but then when you hear the harmonies, it's clear that it's intentionally done that way. From both the vocals and the music perspective, I think it's actually really expertly crafted. It kind of makes me think of like the same lines of meme music where the song kind of sounds a little off vocally, where like the music and the vocals don't 100% match up, but that actually is like what makes the song sound so good. A great example in my mind, and this is personal taste, but like I freaking love the song Mia Khalifa by I Love Friday. It almost doesn't work, but then it just grows on you and gets extremely stuck in your head. So I love that song. I really like this song as well. And I think that this also falls into the category of really, really good, relaxing, but upbeat electronic music that you could put on a playlist and have a ton of people listen to it and absolutely adore it. So again, kind of pushing like a friendly mom, pushing in that direction, like put your music on playlists. Let people hear it. Also, welcome to my disgusting ass hand sweat because why are they so red? Anyways, what I love about this album, a few things. First, what a fucking leader, okay? That's all I have to say. And the reason I say this is because to be able to work with not one, not two, not even three, but 7 different artists on one album, and the album has 8 songs. And half of that album actually is extremely cohesive. To me, that shows the ability to have a lot of artistic control, but also the ability to be very artistically free at the same time. So what do I mean by that? Mark has the ability, and again by Mark I mean Lone Human, has the ability to say, okay, this is my creative vision. These are the things that I have started to make. This is the idea of what I want. Now, how do I make these relationships with other artists who may or may not be in relationship to one another, and then put all of these people together in singular projects, but that as one unique whole, this is gonna be really sonically cohesive. For people who don't necessarily have a background in having to collaborate with a lot of other musicians, there's a lot of work involved in having to get people together to take a vision and see it through to the end. That takes leadership. That takes leadership to take an idea and execute it, and not only execute it, but every single song on this album is really, really, really well made. So I want to commend that because something that I'm inspired by is the ability that you took 7 different people, and of those 7 different people, there are 4 songs on here that like very crystal clearly could go on to their own piece together, go into some really kick-ass playlists and get really, really popular. And they're by different people, but they just sound so excellent together. That's the first thing I love. The second thing I love is that it shows also a wide genre range. He's got more chill, relaxed music. He's got, I call it emo, depressing dance music. And then he has in there like more kind of hard beats and could kind of get into like rap and hip hop as well. So that's 3/maybe 3.5 genres that he's kind of fitting in here, again with collaborating with multiple people. The versatility of what Mark's able to do, I think, is really fascinating. I'm excited to see what he does moving forward. The third thing that I would say is, from a production standpoint, the quality is absolutely excellent. And this again shows Mark's relationship building skills, because there were probably a lot of hands that touched this project overall in order to make it sound so good. I also think too that from an album cover standpoint, it's a little bit different on YouTube, so on different playlists it's gonna look different. But on the SoundCloud playlist in particular, I really like this kind of dreamy aesthetic that you've been going with from a personal standpoint. And so I think not only in the quality of the actual works themselves, but also in the quality of the album work, I think it's really beautifully done. And I especially think for your more like upbeat, chill electronic music, that particular aesthetic looks amazing. So those are the things I really, really like about it. Here's something I would love to see that I think is amazing. And what I would like to see are two things. First, that more people hear that this exists, and then it gets out there, because I don't think it's a question of whether you're going to be really successful. I think it's a question of people finding out more about you. So I would recommend sharing it. Share it, put it on other playlists, let people know, hey, I made this, check it out, and pick through this album and figure out what should go where. And then the second thing is, some of these songs, if you were willing to at some point think about putting a visual element to them, even a simple visual element would be really cool. It might showcase for other people that down the line they might want to start hiring you to make music for them, for projects that they put together, for their short film, for their movie, for their promo. So that's just something to throw at you to maybe do with later. Not for them, but if it's something you wanted to do for you, I wanted to be a fan who says, yeah, make a music video to this, like show it in another way, tell the story another way, because it can be really, really, really cool. The only thing I would like to see more of is on the next album, maybe some more cohesiveness. I said it earlier that there are about 4 songs in here that I think work really well together. I think all of those could actually like move onto an EP or another album. I think if you're looking for something that's going to be a little bit more consumerist in the future, possibly being a little bit more cohesive. And then I'm going to be critical here, haha, play on words, but think a little bit too about who you work with from a vocal standpoint when you're making a piece. For example, if I were to listen to the song with D.B. Stewart and then I was going to listen to Afterglow right afterwards, these two things in my brain just like would not artistically connect, and I don't think that the sound would be cohesive. So moving forward, kind of thinking of whose vocals do I want to showcase to really highlight the best of this piece, what theme do I want to convey, and how do I tell an overall story with this album in a sonically cohesive way? Something I want to say overall to anyone out there who's making music or pursuing any type of artistic, creative pursuit. There are no rules. Opinions are like assholes, I think is the phrase. Everyone's got one. I have one. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just how I feel. And so if I say like, here's something I'm excited about, or here's how to improve your work, or here's something I would do differently, you have the right to take that and walk away with it however you want. But the most important thing is the fact that you got up at all and just did something you wanted to do speaks volumes about who you are as a person. No matter who you are, and no matter what anyone thinks about what you do or don't do. If you said, I want to make an album, and then you make it, and then you share it, you win. Like, you win. And that's what's gonna make you win over someone else. Not because you're competing with them, not because you get your time to shine and they don't, but because you showed up and you had an intention and said, I want to do this, and then you did it. And that to me is the sign of someone who is an ultimate winner in life, who is truly gonna be successful, because no matter what my opinion is, whether I like something or hate it, you're not gonna stop creating the art that you love to create. You're gonna keep doing exactly what you wanna be doing. Showing up and doing what you love to do and sharing it with the world, you already fucking won, dude. Like, you already won. You're already on the top of your game. all my love. I think this was really awesome. I am so excited to see what you do next. I hope that this was fun for other viewers to watch and kind of see me talk about a friend of mine and a fellow artist. I will put links in the description below so that you can find out more about Lone Human, which is becoming Lone Humans now in a duo. So I might update the links over time as kind of some things change, but for right now everything is up to date. I hope that this was something that maybe inspired other people to critically review art or maybe put an album out of their own, hopefully. So I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to give a like and a comment and a share and a subscribe if you did. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks, Mark, for letting me talk about this album. You know, it was a shot in the dark to ask you if I could. But I really enjoyed it. I just hope you keep fucking shining, man, because like you really are. I'm just excited for you. I'm excited to be part of your life and to see what happens next. And I'm really happy that we're part of a community that is so supportive in art. So yay. And to everyone else, I'll go back to some of my more routine content kind of moving forward, but this was just a break of something else I wanted to do to showcase my friend. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you all so much. Mwah! I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.